I think the way I hopefully have been able to avoid that kind of problem is I'm not around all the time. You know what I mean? I kind of go away in a hole and work on stuff. This is like the most shit I've done. I haven't been on your podcast. I haven't been on anybody's podcast. I haven't done anything. I've just been working. And being back out in kind
The
of
wild.
yeah, in the kind of press world, it's been kind of a little overwhelming for me. I get very overwhelmed whenever I finish like season 1 and 2 of my show. Like whenever it came on Netflix, like I left the country because I was just a little bit. It was just too much for me. Like I went to Japan for a couple of months because like I
Really for months? Did you see Kanye or not?
He wasn't there at the time, but I wanted to be somewhere where people didn't really know who I was. It felt a bit. It can be a little overwhelming, like that part of our jobs of red carpets and interviews. It's a lot.
Yeah, I never done a lot of that stuff, so I that part I don't know about, but I can imagine
the work,
though.
But I'm here and I've been doing all this stuff. I love doing this because we're just having a great conversation. Not everything is this fun, but. I do it because I feel like it's a part of the job and I got to support the work and the studio that paid for the movie and everything. So I do it, but it's not I like the work. I mean, all I'm looking forward to is getting back on
to work,
getting back to work, like being on set with some people and being like, hey, do this. Or, I'm going back on the road for a little bit, like being on the road like that is a billion times more fun than some of the stuff you have to do, excluding like this. And I actually like that podcasts are a thing now because I did Amy Poehler's podcast and that was so fun.
She's so great.
She's great. I hadn't seen her in a while and I was like, oh man, I'm just excited to like be with you for an hour and change because I hadn't seen you in so long. But
yeah, dude, thanks for making me think about. We had a guy named Tommy at the Comedy Store, and he was like the guy, and he's like this character.
I've heard his name, yeah.
And people impersonated him all the time, and he really was. He had this long hair, and he looked like a rock and roll guy, and I believe he was. I think he also played in a band, and he made jellies and jams, and he would bring those. He was this very like eccentric type of guy.
Yeah.
But he took care of Mitzi Shore. But he would be the guy, and he'd sit there, and he'd open little curtains. Of the little will call booth had little curtains on it, and he'd be like, "You're doing good." But I went to the Comedy Store one time. I was trying to find out how do they do signups. I remember, and I was buying a beer on the porch, and he thought I was somebody else. He's like, "Haven't seen you around here in a while. We miss you coming around." And I was like, "Yeah, And he goes, "Why don't you come back in on Sunday, man? I want to see you back up there." And he fucking had me confused with
Whoa,
somebody.
did you do the other spot?
Yeah, he did the spot.
And did you put your name down? Or?
No, I didn't even think about that. And I just kept fucking doing this.
And how'd your set go?
And it went good enough where I got to keep going. But
wow.
It was. But before that, for sure, I went and signed up and waited outside. And there's like a guy that's practicing juggling who can't even talk. And he's like telling his jokes through like bowling pins and shit. It's like there's all types of stuff. There's somebody training a bird or whatever. And he's like barely trained it. And he's like trying to train it really fast in the parking lot. It's like you cannot train a bird really fast.
But this is the same thing I was talking about earlier. It's so interesting to me that, comedians, we're all having, this is a crazy moment to be a comedian and people are having such overwhelming amounts of success. But at the end of the day, like all of us started just wanting a room full of people, just a crowd, and to be able to perform.
Yeah. Well, one thing that was great about Good Fortune, dude, and I haven't finished it, but I like it and I'm excited to see the end of it.
It's not that long a movie, by the way.
But I didn't get home last night till probably 11:30.
No, I'm just saying for people that are worried that
it's
like
no, it's not.
Hour.
It's an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
But it's good, dude. There were so many there started to be some really good plot changes for me that I really dug, like right around the spot where I'm at, where you think it's going to go one way and now it starts to change up. And then I don't want to give too much of it away. But one thing that was really amazing about it, and my friend was watching it with me, was that you felt of how tough it is that first year or two in LA. You felt of like when your character is sleeping in his car, right?
Yeah.
Or like when there's DoorDash delivery and just like the jobs you get when you first get to a big city to try to survive. The parking tickets and how you lose your car. You just come out of a place you barely had enough money to go get some avocados. It was the one thing you were treating yourself to this week. It was like 2 avocados. I'm gonna cut those bitches up and I'm going to eat those bitches, right? And then I'm going to go to sleep, right? You were so excited and you come out and your fucking car has been towed because you didn't pay tickets. All that shit, dude. My friend and I slept in the McDonald's ball pit. We would jump the fence and sleep in that fucking ball pit.
Whoa.
Because it was like kind of some more space to lay out, right?
Wow.
Like if you got under the balls, there's hair in there, there's coins under there, but there's a little bit more room for your body than like, because we tried to sleep in his car one night and it was just a nightmare. But going through all of that, yeah. And the hair goes to the bottom, which I don't understand how that works. That's science. But, and yeah, they should they should see what's in the bottom of a lot of these. It's not good. But yeah, we would jump over the fence and sleep in one that, that closed at 10. We get in and just get five hours of sleep or something,
Oh my God, I'm so
but
sorry.
I could relate. No, it was awesome. It was fucking great stories.
Yeah.
One night we're in there, dude. We're talking shit to each other, laughing and stuff. And a fucking Asian guy's on the slide. He's asleep.
He's on the slide.
He pipes
Seems
up.
like he's very, very exposed.
No, like in one of those high slides where there was room where you could kind of get, it was encompassed. He was in the best spot.
Oh my God.
Yes, he was in one of the tubes.
Oh, damn. That's better than the ball pit. That's a pro move.
Yeah, and he even came up to the window. It was like a little hamster showing up. Dude. It was pretty fucking dope. But dude, that was like, you forget about all the pieces of the things and the moments that like were so big.
And that was in LA?
And that was in LA. And I think
Which McDonald's in LA?
It's on Wilshire Boulevard. Like Wilshire and...
Does that Asian guy have a podcast now too? I hope he does.
I think it's Ronnie Chang.
I was doing a one of those shows at the Comedy Cellar where people don't know who's going to show up.
Uh-huh.
It was like, surprise headliner. And it's just me working on stuff. And I walk by the line and some lady goes, oh, I hope it's not Ronnie Chang.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then I found out that it's because she'd been to another one of these and it was Ronnie Chang. And we talked about it in the show, but it wasn't because she doesn't like, all love to Ronnie Chang. I love Ronnie Chang.
Dude, I just got to see him last week. I bumped into him. I went into the comedy cellar.
Okay, yeah.
Just stopped in and he was in there. It was awesome, dude. Just to get
he's
to see
great.
him. He is great.
But I just
he's got
thought
some
it was
great
such a funny
specials
thing
too
to
if you haven't
hear.
seen him. I got to get him to come in and talk sometime.
Yeah, no, he's great, but I just thought it was funny to walk by and hear that.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I loved about Good Fortune. You and Seth Rogen are you guys are buddies, I guess it is.
Yeah,
Work buddies. And
we spoke about this movie, and if anyone listening is going to see the movie, please, see it in a theater with the crowd, because we were talking about these movies like.
I think it's worth it for sure. It definitely felt like
you.
a real movie to me. It didn't feel like some forced shit, I know like they're like, sometimes you get these movies and it's like, shit feels forced or too fake or like it's not real. I didn't feel any of that. I didn't feel like any pandering for some like social causes or any shit like that.
No, it's just trying to be very real.
Yeah.
And very funny. And
it's good, dude. I'm fucking excited about finishing it.
Oh.
Because your character starts to get like, what the fuck? I thought he was great. And then he's like, but you see the different parts of us that can come out and come to the surface when different things like are attached to us.
Yeah. But when we were making the movie, Seth and I would talk about like, how we'd go to movie theaters and see movies like Anchorman or Superbad or Pineapple Express and you'd have like a room. It'd be like a stand-up show, like a room full of people erupting. And it's like what we feel when you do stand-up. Like if we did stand-up and there was only like one person in the crowd, that's not the same thing. Like the people make a difference. So like seeing a movie, a comedy in theaters, it's something that's kind of gone away after the pandemic and everything. And I hope we can bring it back. I mean, we were just in Chicago last night and we screened the movie. We've been doing these like little secret screenings and I've been sitting in a little bit and watching it. And I'm like, I don't even remember the last time I've been in a packed theater watching a comedy. So I hope the movie works and that people get to make more comedies and they get to see them in theaters because, it's something that I miss. And I mean, especially because our movie's like an original movie. comedy, theatrical. It's
I
tough
think
to
it's
get it
worth
done.
it. I mean,
Though.
I'm not even lying or joking or pandering to you or to our
No, I
the
appreciate it.
fans. I wouldn't say that. I think it's worth going to see. I think if you took a date or a friend or your buddy, you guys would have a good time. It would be worth your money. It'd be worth driving over there and sitting in there so far. And I'm not even done with it unless it gets really bad in the
No,
second
no,
half.
the back gas. Oh man, the back gas great. We're gonna have to talk about it afterwards because
Okay.
it really relates to a lot of the things, some of the stuff we were talking about earlier, some of the emotional things we were talking about in terms of just kind of seeing other people and seeing what they're going through and just kind of giving them a look. You know, I was thinking about that when my mom was telling me that story, but